Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a little recap of all the things that I have loved in February. Not all of these things are new, a lot of them are, but I'm going to go through what I've been really loving this past month. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm hoping to incorporate these into my life a little bit more often. I don't want to do it every month just because I'm only posting like once a week and within the month. That's like too much content for what I'm doing. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I'd love it if you liked and subscribed if you aren't already. With that being said, let's hop into it. So I have a couple of skincare, makeup, perfume, home things, and I also have a couple books and a couple of lifestyle things to share. So let's just get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about are pens. I'm a really big stationery person. I love like a nice juicy pen, but I also like really thin tips, usually 0.5, sometimes 0.38 depending. But I have recently pulled out one of my Muji pens. This is just a black Muji pen in 0.5 millimeters, and I forgot how much I love like the way that this writes. I will say the ink doesn't dry down super fast, so if you write with this and then highlight over it, it is going to smudge. So I've made that mistake quite a few times. This is one of the pens that I use pretty much religiously when I was in college. It's just a really good pen. I really enjoyed it. I've been really liking writing with it, and I'm gonna buy another pack of these soon. Very random, but I've just been using this a lot lately and I really like the way that it writes. Kind of a hair care lifestyle type of thing are these towel scrunchies. This is from the Kitsch brand. I got these at Ulta, but basically it's like a microfiber type of material, and they're very large scrunchies. I have been using these pretty much every night and every time I wash my hair. I like to put this in my hair after I shower, but I've mainly been using these as kind of like shields when I wash my face. So I'll put these on my wrists. I'll usually pull it up a little bit further just so it like sits a little bit more snug on my wrist. So I'll put it like there, and when I wash my face and like rinse off the products, it catches all the water that drips down your hands. It prevents your counter from being a giant puddle by the time you're done. So I've been really liking these. These aren't super expensive. I think they're around like $12-ish. I'll have to double check, but I'll have them linked down below if you are interested. Yeah, I've just been really liking these, and they dry like pretty quickly if you let them like sit out. So by the time that I like wash my face the next day, they're completely dry and ready to use again. So I have two book favorites. They're different types of books, kind of. The first one is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is just such a cute romance. Basically the synopsis of it is that the main character, I forgot what her name was, Florence, is a romance writer, but she's a ghostwriter for a very popular author, and her new editor is like kind of harsh at first. Florence can see ghosts, and her father ends up dying. I'm not doing a good job of describing this book. I'm just going to read the synopsis on the back. Florence Day is the ghostwriter for one of the most prolific romance authors in the industry, and she has a problem. After a terrible breakup, she no longer believes in love. It's as good as dead. When her new editor, a too handsome mountain of a man, won't give her an extension on her book deadline, Florence prepares to kiss her career goodbye. But then she gets a phone call she never wanted to receive, and she must return home for the first time in a decade to help her family bury her beloved father. For 10 years, she's run from the town that never understood her, and even though she misses the sound of a warm southern night and her eccentric, loving family and their funeral parlor, she can't bring herself to stay. Her father's gone, yet everything else feels the same, and she hates it. Until she finds a ghost standing at the funeral parlor's front door, just as broad and infuriatingly handsome as ever, and he's just as confused about why he's there as she is. Romance is most certainly dead, but so is her new editor, and his unfinished business will have her second-guessing everything she's ever known about love stories. It's really cute. It has a lot of emotion to it, so like she's dealing with her father passing away, she's dealing with a hometown who's basically shunned her, made her feel like she didn't belong and she has to come back there, and she's also like falling in love at the same time with someone who's dead. It's a really good book. I would give this like 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm a huge rom-com person. I love reading rom-coms. That's pretty much my top category. If you like look at my storygraph, it's pretty much all like romance type books. But really good, really well written, and it's just kind of like a wholesome love story. So highly recommend. Another book that I really enjoyed is called Defy the Night by Brigid Kemmerer. That's probably wrong. I apologize. This is more of like a fantasy type of book. I stayed up until 3 a.m. reading this. I got like so hooked into it that I could not put it down. I finished it in a day. I think the Libby app said that I finished it in like 7 hours. So literally could not put it down. I had to go into work when I finished it, and I needed to sleep, but I couldn't because I was so invested in this book. It is kind of a romance story, kind of fantasy. Think like A Court of Thorns and Roses, except not as smutty. So there's like a fever that's killing off a lot of people. The king and prince are very harsh, and they are like doling out a lot of punishment and like showing that if anyone tries to like steal from the kingdom, they'll die basically. But Tessa and her companion Wes are trying to steal from the kingdom, like the palace, stealing medicine, because a lot of the people that are rich inside the palace walls are like kind of hoarding the medicine. They are stealing the medicine from the rich. They're trying to like give it out to people who need it more. Basically like a Robin Hood type thing. But then Wes gets caught and he is like dead, and then Tessa and the king and the prince somehow like find a way to like interact with each other. That's probably not a good synopsis, but it's really good. I was hooked the first second. Every single like new chapter towards the end was like almost a cliffhanger, so I had to keep reading it. It was just a really good like fantasy romance book in my opinion. I'm a STEM major. I can't really like speak to the quality of the writing, but it has a really good storyline in my opinion. Like it had a way to hook me in and like make me keep reading, so highly recommend. I'm currently reading the sequel to that, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Highly recommend you check it out. Editing me here, so I finished that book, and now I'm waiting for the third one, which does not come out until January of 2024. So I'm kind of upset about that, but I also finished the second book in like a day, so highly recommend you check out the series. I'm also currently reading Brigid Kemmerer's other series called A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I don't like as much as Defy the Night, but still really good. Still highly recommend you checking it out if you're a fan of fantasy. The next favorite of the month is actually this perfume here. This is from the Skylar Clean Beauty brand. This is the scent Vanilla Sky. It is just really sweet. It has a little bit of like, I want to say like fruitiness to it too, or like a floral type of vibe. I'll put the notes on the screen because I don't know how to describe those, but I've really been liking this. Even my mom said I smelled good when I was wearing it, so I get compliments on this all the time. This is around $100, so it's not the cheapest perfume, but I like the way it smells. It lasts a long time on me. Overall, just a really good like sweet scent if that's your vibe. This was also gifted to me, but there's no like incentive for me to talk about it. I just have been really liking it. I have 2 skincare favorites right now. I have one in person here and the other is at my boyfriend's place, but let's just talk about this first. This is the Byoma Brightening Toner. This was also gifted to me. I did do an ad with Byoma on my Instagram. This is not affiliated in any way, but it's just a really good toner. The only thing that I don't like about this is that the hole for dispensing the product is like a little bit big, so that when you like dump it into your hands or a cotton pad, you get a lot out very quickly. So it's a little bit hard to control. However, The product itself is really good. This, in conjunction with the other product I'm going to talk about, has pretty much been a game changer for my acne scars. So this, along with the Sunday Riley c.e.o 15% vitamin C brightening serum, this was also gifted to me. Again, nothing is sponsored here. This is just things that I've been trying. This and this have been a game changer for my acne scars. I feel like they're so much less prominent than they would be if I haven't been using these products, and it works really fast. So like, I had my period a couple weeks ago, and when I get my period, I have really bad hormonal acne, and I'm a picker. So my skin would be super like bruised and purple, and using these two definitely helps like mitigate that. I'm obviously wearing makeup right now, but I didn't put a lot on my acne, so like it's not fully covered, but basically it's been really good for my skin. I've been really liking using them, and since one is at my boyfriend's place and one is here, I use them like on and off, but still, it's a really good product. I really like the texture of the Sunday Riley serum. It feels honestly pretty hydrating, feels like moisturizing to my skin, and I think that is an added benefit as well, just because it makes me feel like I'm hydrating as well as kind of like taking care of these darker acne scars. The last two things here are makeup favorites. So the first one is the Kosas Eyebrow. I've been really liking this on its own. My brows today are filled in, which maybe I could have filled that in a little bit more, but this on its own is really good for my brow hairs specifically. It holds it the way that I want it to, but it also gives my brow hairs a lot of volume and fills them in, and in a way that I don't feel like I have to use a pencil. Like, this by itself is really good. I know Kosas is a clean beauty brand. I've had my beef with a lot of Kosas products, but this is really good and I really like this. The last product here is the Merit Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Falcon specifically. This is the product that I have on my lips right now. It just has like the perfect amount of opacity for me. In the tube it looks pretty intimidating, but it shears out while not being too sheer that you don't see it. I've loved this Merit formula for a while. I have an affiliate link with Merit if you're interested, but it's just really good. It's really comfortable to wear. It's not the most long lasting, but the formula is super thin and it's nice and glossy. And even though it is more of a tinted product, it doesn't apply streaky. You can see I just applied that and like rubbed my lips together and it's perfect. Like, it looks so good. That is pretty much everything that I've been really enjoying in February, and a little bit of January too. I've been really liking these and I've been using them a ton. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like these kinds of videos, please let me know. I'll try to do more of them. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!